Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're going to be checking out Batman Offworld issue 1 by Jason Aaron and Doug Mahnke. Jason Aaron enters the DC universe properly with a pretty interesting Batman book. Now, much like many of the people who are going to be watching this video, I too thought, why do we need another Batman book? We already have too many of them as there is, and all do mostly the same thing. But across this first issue, Aaron lets us know that things aren't going to be like those other Batman books, as Batman heads deep into space, captured by the Slag Galaxy and Captain Sin, a being who runs a group of mercenary scavengers that conscript any and all people they come across to work in their mining operation. Aaron really throws us into the deep end and to great effect, since Batman too has no idea what to expect from aliens and quickly comes to the conclusion that aliens don't fear him the same as humans do, mainly because they don't know what a Batman is and they just take him for some sort of flightless bird creature. Aaron's Batman is also much younger as well, one who is only a little over a year into his career, and already he's jetting off across the galaxy to fight aliens, so he's already way out of his depth and must rely on a few of the characters he meets over the course of this issue, like the Tanamarian Ione, who seems to think that she can claim Batman as her own, as she saved him from a bunch of other goons who were trying to rob him and beat him while he was locked up in a cell. So Batman's followed around by this woman who tries to figure out why he's there and what he exactly wants from Captain Sin. Bruce also finds a combat droid that he fixes up to help him train in the ways of Captain Sin and train in the ways to defeat his particular race. Sin, as we learn over the course of the issue, has seemingly had some ties with Batman, as one of the Captain's people, or maybe the Captain himself, it's never really made clear, was actually working for the Irish mob back in Gotham, having been let loose on Batman and beating him almost to death. This is pretty much the book's plot, with Batman having to travel to the Slag Galaxy to learn how to defeat these aliens before he, I guess, travels back to Earth to defeat the one that's in Gotham at the moment. It's an interesting setup and premise, and I like that Bruce just can't deal with the fact that there is something there that he can't defeat, like an alien, so he's willing to just spend billions of dollars to go into space to learn about their anatomy and ways to defeat them, just so he can come back and whoop its ass. It's totally something Batman would do. And also, to my knowledge, I don't think Batman has done something like this, traveled off-world to learn more skills and gain more weapons in his already extended arsenal of crime fighting. And that itself is a really interesting inverse in what we usually get from these Batman books, where it's usually Batman fighting one of his main villains, you know, the Joker or Two-Face, or he goes up against a threat we've never even seen before that has tangential ties to like how he became Batman or like his past or something, whereas here it's just an alien turned up in Gotham and Batman needs a way to beat it. Again, super simple. On top of that, we also have the Batman who's out of his depth, so Jason has to really work at Batman as a character and don't have to rely on the Bat-God plot armor trope that usually comes with the character, like he always has a gadget that can get him out of anything, whereas here he's got no gadgets, he's basically just got his fists and that's it. Doug Mahnke, one of my favorite artists to draw Batman, returns to the Caped Crusader with some absolutely banging artwork. I love all of his alien designs and the way they are all just really weird, and it also reminds me a lot of Liam Sharp's work on Morrison's Green Lantern series. Everything is just so intricately detailed and thought out, and everything has its place on the page. His Batman is just a classic looking Batman with the slightly blue cowl and dark grey undersuit. It just looks fantastic, and just the way he draws the action as well, utilizing Batman's skills as like someone who hides in the shadows and takes down enemies from the shadows. It was really quite cool, and as well as seeing Batman with a chainsaw, which is something you never really see all that often, but it's a really cool visual. Jason Aaron's debut into the DCU proper was a lot of fun, with the killer premise, lots of action and intrigue, and Doug Mahnke tackling the artwork. I think we finally have a Batman book that isn't retreading a lot of the same plots and characters. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10.